Hey everyone, Ryan bringing you another drum lesson, and today's topic is hi-hat foot technique. So we're going to go over 4 basic methods for playing the hi-hat with your foot, and we're going to break them down nice and slow, so I'll show you them now. Heels down technique, heels up technique, the rocking motion, and the bounce technique. Alright, let's get into hi-hat foot technique basics. Alright, so the first technique is super simple. We're going to do heels down. So, essentially, if you put your foot on the pedal, I usually put my toes right to the edge where the chain is. And we're just going to keep our heel grounded, and we're going to lift up our foot, and then we're going to press down. So you want to get a nice chick sound, because if we do it too soft, we'll either get this or we'll get a splash. We're not aiming for that just yet. So we want to try and get a chick sound. So you want to push down, and you can just do a few of these strokes nice and slowly, and after a while your ankle and shin muscles will start to build some strength and you'll find it nice and easy. So let's have a go at this, slowly doing ankle strokes, heels down. Alright, so that's the first technique. The second technique is heels up. So we're going to lift our heel up so that most of the weight is on the front of our foot. And we're going to kind of do this hopping motion. So using our calf muscles, we're going to jump up and land. Now this is a good technique because you can get a really short sound. So this is nice for playing along with jazz, or if you want to play funk or most styles that you want like a short, sharp sound. This technique is really good because you've got the whole weight of your leg pushing down, which gives it a nice closing motion. So we're going to hop like this. Now you can practice this on the ground. If you just push up with your heel until your foot lifts off the ground and lands back down. And that's essentially what we're doing on the pedal. So we're actually lifting our legs slightly before we want to play the note, because obviously we have to move up, and that takes a little bit of time. But after a bit of practice and some time, the timing will become easy and you'll be able to play the hi-hat how you want to. Okay, so the third technique I call the rocking motion. So essentially what we do here is we want to start with heels up, with our heel lifted off, and we're going to smack our heel against the pedal and lift. So you shouldn't get much sound or any sound when you do this motion. And then we're going to use a heels down motion and return to the starting position. So it looks like this. So this motion is great when it comes to jazz. So if we're playing the jazz ride cymbal and we want to play our hi-hats on 2 and 4, you can keep the momentum going so that your foot is playing on 1, 2, 3, and 4. But really, beat 1, you're going to go down. Beat 2, you'll play the hi-hat. Beat 3, rock down again. And beat 4, hi-hat. So when we play along with a jazz beat, it looks like this. So moving on to the fourth and final technique. So this is what I call the bounce technique, or you could call it the hop technique, whatever name you want. But essentially, we're in heels up position, and we're going to kind of do a fake heels up motion. So our toes don't actually leave the pedal. So this is the key here. If our toes leave the pedal, we get a note. But if our toes don't leave the pedal, you might get a little squeak if you haven't serviced your hi-hat stand in a while, but you can hear it's pretty inaudible. So when we do that and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's another great one for playing along with the jazz ride cymbal pattern. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you have it, 4 hi-hat foot techniques. So I would recommend playing these nice and slow, and then later on you can incorporate them while playing rock beats, jazz beats, and all these kind of things. So really slowly, let's go through it one more time. We had heels down. Heels up. The rocking motion. And the bounce technique. So have a play around with these techniques, see which one feels most comfortable to you. It all comes down to personal preference. At the end of the day, the sound is slightly different, but they all do the same thing. So whichever one you find works for you, go with that. But definitely test them all out and give them a bit of time and practice before you decide which one you want to use. And there you have it, hi-hat foot technique basics. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit like, subscribe, and turn bell notifications on so you don't miss any drum lessons. As always, I've created a PDF which contains all the exercises from today's lesson. So if you want to grab that, there'll be a link in the description and you can download that there. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments and I'll help you out and get to them as soon as I can. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week for a new drum lesson.